Chapter 1: Rain and Shadows of the Past. Rain lashed Nicholas Blackthorn's face like an executioner's whip, soaking his tattered cloak and making the gloves on his hands heavy and wet. The year was 1350, England after the Great Plague, the wild, impenetrable forests of Wiltshire, full of whispering wind and the crack of branches under his horse's hooves. He rode hard, following a faint trail where the fugitive's footprints, a deserter from King Edward III's army, mingled with mud and puddles. Cursed blood, Nicholas muttered to himself, gripping the reins. His hands ached beneath the gloves, old wounds from Cressy, stigmata that would never fully heal. They always hurt in the rain, reminding him of that day in 1346 when, a mere mercenary, he had shielded the Black Prince from a French lance. The prince lived and became a legend, Nicholas. Nicholas became a cripple with hideous scars hidden under leather. Why did I save him? To atone for my mother's sins? Or to prove there's not only Mortimer poison in my veins? A flashback surged like a wave, France, 1324. He was born in the shadow of exile, John Mortimer, bastard of Queen Isabella of France, the she-wolf, and her lover Roger Mortimer. They ruled England through the boy Edward III while his father, Edward II, rotted in Berkeley prison, where he was supposedly killed with a red-hot poker. Nicholas remembered the monk's whispers, the murderers, Mortimer and Isabella. Their son is a curse. In 1330 Edward III overthrew his mother's tyranny and hanged Mortimer at Tyburn. The young John was hidden in the monastery of Saint Benedict, given the surname Blackthorn, a symbol of barbed, poisonous fate to erase the royal blood. The monks whispered, "Bastard of the she-wolf. Don't touch him, he carries plague in his soul." There he learned to read, to pray, and to hate his own shadow. Nicholas shook himself back to the present. The tracks led to a stream. The deserter had tried to confuse the pursuit. "Man is just another wolf, only cleverer," Thorn's voice echoed in his head. The old man, his second mentor after Eldred, had taught him that. Nicholas gave a crooked smile. "Thorn, you'd be proud. This bastard killed 3 in a tavern and fled with the king's gold. But I'll find him." He dismounted, examined the signs, a broken branch, a boot print in the mud. The deserter was close. As Nicholas crept through the undergrowth, memories of Eldred and Thorn flooded back like a tide. After Cressy he left the mercenaries, knighthood seemed a farce. Saved the prince, and what did I get? Wounds and loneliness. He became a beast hunter, tracking wild animals and men beyond the law. His first teacher was Eldred, a harsh woman whose face was scarred like an old battle map. She found him in the Yorkshire woods, catching wolves for lords. "You move like a shadow, lad. But shadows don't survive without teeth." Eldred taught him to set traps, poison with forest herbs, read trails as if the earth whispered secrets. They hunted together, boars, bears, and fugitives. A beast isn't just fur and fangs. Sometimes it's a man with a knife up his sleeve. But in York it ended. They hunted a serial killer, the York Ripper, as taverns called him. Eldred underestimated him, just a madman. "We'll take him alive." Mistake. The killer set a trap, set their barn ablaze. Eldred burned alive, screaming, "Run, Nicholas. This isn't a beast, it's a demon." He survived, but grew colder. Mistakes kill. And I'm cursed, so I live. After her came Thorn. The old hunter took him into his cabin in the Lancashire woods. Thorn was no mere tracker, he hunted fugitives for sheriffs and lords, killers, rapists, deserters. Good money, and justice pays better. Thorn became the father Nicholas never had, harsh, silent, wise. One hunt in 1348 during the plague. They tracked a heretic burning villages. Thorn taught, look at the tracks. A wolf leaves claws, a man leaves lies. See how he doubles back. He fears not us, his own shadow. They caught him in a cave, bound him, delivered him to the sheriff. Well done, lad, Thorn said. But remember, you carry a curse. Don't let it devour you. Thorn died quietly of old age in 1349. I'm going, Nicholas. Hunt your demons yourself. Since then Nicholas has been alone, only forests, rain, and gloves hiding stigmata. Now he found the deserter, cowering by a fire in a cave. Don't kill me. I didn't mean to, the man howled. Nicholas fired the crossbow, your victims didn't mean to die either. A cold, but just kill. With the body across the saddle, Nicholas rode toward the nearest town, but a letter in his pocket changed everything. From the mayor of Grimvale, Philip Harrow, the Eldritches have vanished. We suspect murder. We need a hunter of your caliber. Reward, 50 shillings. Grimvale, a grim little town in Derbyshire, ringed by forests and mist. On the way Nicholas found a corpse, Beatrice, a servant from Grimvale. Skin flayed from face and hands, neat, ritualistic, not a wolf. Something worse. Knife marks, no struggle. The killer knew her. In town, chaos. They were hanging the undertaker Edmund Blackwood, accused of necromancy. The crowd roared, witch. He steals bodies. Mayor Harrow, fat and sweating, stood on the scaffold. Beside him, his wife Avellini, a beautiful woman, with dark eyes and a weary gaze. Their eyes met, a spark, sudden, dangerous. Not now. Not with cursed blood. After the hanging, Nicholas approached the mayor. I'm Blackthorn. You called for a hunter. Harrow nodded. The Eldritches disappeared a week ago. House torn apart, tracks into the woods. And now this girl? Blackwood buried their kin, whispers said he was a sorcerer. Nicholas nodded, I'll handle it. But at night he returned, stole Blackwood's body from the gallows. In the forest, a secret ritual in necrolingua, the ancient tongue of the dead he learned from Thorn. He cut the body, drew runes in blood, mortui loquuntur. Speak, dead man. The soul appeared, ghostly whisper, the killer is Simon Vale, stepson of Lord Grimvale. He steals lives for a ritual. The old couple, victims. Beatrice saw too much. Nicholas clenched his fists. Why? He serves the darkness. A demon that whispers in minds. The next day Nicholas challenged Vale to a duel, publicly, in the square. Vale, tall and arrogant, agreed, you're a stranger. I'll crush you. Swords rang in the rain. Nicholas dodged, using mercenary skill. Vale wounded his shoulder, but Nicholas countered, thrust to the throat. Vale fell, gasping, you don't know, he's coming for you. Nicholas won, but a voice sounded in his head, deep, hissing, you are mine. Cursed blood calls me. Stigmata bled through the gloves. The crowd cheered, but Nicholas slipped into shadow, whispering, what was that? Is my curse awakening?